Have you ever watched the news and thought, is this it? Is this the beginning of the Great Tribulation?
Only when I was indoctrinated enough to believe in a Great Tribulation. This question sounds like it's setting up the stage to get rid of that kind of thinking, but it's the entire opposite. This is an introduction to a drama about teaching people to believe that the Great Tribulation is imminent and learn to see anything in the news as signs of it, even when the signs are not there.
I've known James and Linda, well, forever. They were there when my family fell away. When I fell away.
This is the chilling drama of child indoctrination. There are couples like this one in the religion who take personal interest in indoctrinating even young people whose parents have left the religion. Since the parents won't indoctrinate their kids, these couples take over the indoctrination efforts, even when the young person doesn't want to be indoctrinated, like in this drama. Not because this is a cult or anything, but because he just wants to go after vain pursuits.
I knew it was the truth. I just wanted more.
Just wanted to graduate, but this cult is against higher education, not in writing anymore, at least not since that leaked Toni Morris speech against higher education. After all, this religion is trying to pretend it's normal to outsiders. So instead of telling you outright, they simply show followers images of someone graduating and tell them that should be just a fantasy that bad people have. After all, fear preys on ignorance, and there's nothing this religion does best than fear-mongering with current events, telling you that they are signs of Armageddon.
But when the pandemic hit, I knew the end was close. I started studying again and got baptized just in time.
He keeps passing this blog information and asking for everyone's opinion.
I saw it.
It's the third one this week.
I'll talk to him. He just needs to verify his sources.
Did you see that? He shared some minor news that placed the UN in a somewhat favorable light, and this is immediately sanctioned by his cult placeholder, parents. And that is because this cult teaches you to keep on the watch for Armageddon by internalizing your fear-mongering. You need to believe to yourself that the signs of Armageddon are near, but you cannot exteriorize them to others, which is what this guy is doing. Rookie mistake. In a cult, the only one allowed to interpret dumb prophecies is the leader, because there's nothing intellectual to it. It's all about power and the leader maintaining all of it.
Did you get a chance to read the links I sent you?
Of course I read it.
And?
It's exciting to think we could be so close.
And when you watch the news, you realize it could be any day now.
What's all the excitement?
The cry of peace and security.
Thanks again for sharing.
See you.
Tulani, remember Jesus said, no one knows the day or hour.
But he said we should keep on the watch.
I think it's great you keeping the end close in mind.
This is how fake positivity morphs into manipulation. He just said that he thinks it's great that he's keeping the end in mind, when in reality, his true intentions are the opposite, to tell him that he needs to change how he perceives the end and to stop talking about it.
I saw what was happening in the world, and you both helped me put it all together.
We just want to be sure you are focused on the right things.
We can all start thinking too much about when the end will come.
But I'm just being alert. Isn't that what you taught me to do?
Alert is good.
And if the end is really so far off, Why did I need to change my life now?
This question will go unanswered because this is the crux of being a Jehovah's Witness. You need to live with this contradiction. The perfect Jehovah's Witness is one who believes they need to follow the governing body to the T if they want to survive an impending Armageddon, while also believing that Armageddon is probably far away. If you are capable of internalizing that contradiction, you can be a perfect Jehovah's Witness, because this is how this cult manipulates people. If I told you that I'm going to give you $1 million very soon if you just do what I tell you, and then the more you talk about the $1 million and how you're going to get it, the more I postponed the payment date and told you that maybe you shouldn't really focus on how I promised to give you $1 million and be telling people that. And instead, you should just focus on doing what I said, you'd soon realize that there is no $1 million coming your way. I'm merely manipulating you so you do what I say for as long as I can without you realizing that the $1 million never existed. After all, if you knew that I wasn't going to give you the $1 million as soon as I told you I would, maybe you wouldn't have done everything I told you to do to get those $1 million. Now, if I want to manipulate you and continue this scheme forever, I'd need to convince you both that the $1 million are almost yours when I want you to do something, and also convince you to never bring up the $1 million so you stop expecting the reward I promised and simply learn to do what I tell you to do. And that is how brainwashing works.
There was a moment in our lives when we focused too much on the when rather than the why we were serving Jehovah. It affected our zeal, our happiness, our perspective. And we'd never want that for you.
See, if you focus too much on you getting the $1 million, you'll suffer because you will never get them. It's the same thing as a Jehovah's Witness. If the governing body can convince you that the Armageddon is imminent, will also convince you to not expect it to come soon, they can make you do whatever they want for as long as they want.
We don't know when the end will come. Could be tomorrow. Could take a little longer. But what matters is the kind of person we are when it comes. So focus on your love for Jehovah, His organization, His work. Take the excitement you have and direct it the right way.
They said it out loud. You need to use the urgency of knowing that Armageddon is around the corner and focus that on indoctrinating yourself and on working for free for this cult. That's the only thing this cult wants. The sooner you shift your focus from expecting its promises to become true to just working for free for their religion, the better time you'll have as a Jehovah's Witness, because you won't be expecting a reward that will never come. But that's all for now. However, we just crossed 10,000 subscribers, so please drop a question below and I will answer it in a little Q&A later. I'm collecting questions in this JW broadcasting videos for that Q&A video. And also, don't forget that you can join my supporters like these guys right here to get access to freebies and to these videos as soon as they are out.